Top of the morning to you. Got my coffee. Been sleeping good. Been quite active, friends, I must admit. I've been quite active. I have to be careful there. My personality is all in or not at all. I don't know how to do things just a little bit. It's just how the big fella made me. Anyhow, welcome back to Buck and Billy Ray's YouTube channel. I'm glad you're here. If you're new, welcome to you. If you found me on a short video or on Instagram or anywheres, I'm glad you're here. We've been doing this YouTube now for about 11 years, and I'm starting to look at this channel a little bit differently now, friends. I have been talking about this for a little while. I mean, YouTube is an educational place, absolutely, but it is also big on entertainment. People come and they just do their thing here and they search out what they want to. And we've been doing this a while. So anyway, I like the little, my boy said to me one day, Dad, your channel is edutainment. He used that word. I think Hogan actually, whether he made it up, I don't know, but I think he did. Education and entertainment together. So we're going to carry on with this job. Real quick little interjection here. We finished up yesterday. Today, I think we finished this bottom strip completely. If not, there'll be a couple little things. But I'm bringing you along the journey of this job from the first stump to the last stump. And I'm going to go over today and see what he's got. It's Saturday. He'll be there today. I'll see what he's got stacked up. And hopefully he hasn't trucked it yet. And we'll see how much wood we got on the ground. But let's keep knocking him over. And I'll share things as we go. We got a good one today, friends. Thanks for being here. Well, friends, as I said in the interjection, welcome back to the channel. We're coming up onto a huge pile of stumps there that was logged from the first job. And I've got, maybe 6-8 trees left. There's a big cedar in behind there. But I'm just, you'll notice me here, I'm looking and thinking. I got a couple of decisions to make with this fir. But it is in Instagram mode, like our whatever portrait mode. So I'm just going to work with me on this next little patch. Those two cedars in the foreground there, all the stumps are thrown up against them. We got to do some interesting things there. So, friends, it's up to us to not break timber. That's cedar. That's a nice cedar log right there. I don't want to break it going across there, so I shoot for the buck. And that's what I'm trying to explain to you here. With the fir, I'm shooting for the buck, where the log was bucked, where there's a stump. Because the fir won't break on that flat ground, but you can smash them cedars up.
You guys see that? So that's when you're bucking kind of this, you know, falling and bucking here, you don't want to break cedar. So I sliced that stump right there. See it there? I sliced that stump right there, and I hit the cedar out at the top, the very top. So she's got a nice bow in her. We saved it out and we got nice lay. I'm in the corner, friends, here now. I'm in the corner. I'm in my last low little spot. So, whoa. So there it is. You'll see a bow, but she ain't broke, see? That's good. But if I had to crack that right in the middle of that cedar, you just lost 200 bucks.
So friends, these trees are leaning right dead square over top of that great big stump pile there. They're leaning downhill. I went on a spiel about cutting trees like side by side like that. I've talked about it before, but after further inspection, I decided to try and get them into lay, not just lay them over the stump pile, because I got a great big cedar coming in over top. You'll see here in a moment. So I tried to get these in lay, but I'll tell you, fallen trees side by side like that when they're limb bound can sneak you, can get you sneaky a little bit.
Walked up to the stump and changed my mind, and I'm happy I did. All right, this is the last tree of the day. Unless I'd like to get that fur out of here too, and that snag. I'll probably do that actually. I'll just keep going.
So friends, I'm gonna pop in here. That's Root Rock Ronnie's property right behind us. Now this gentleman that I'm working for right now, he logged here about 3 or 4 years ago. And they took the guts right out of the property and they got about 4 loads, I think. 4 loads. Now remember, it's 4 acres. So there was a house and some outbuildings and a bunch of old things. So regardless, this tree is not leaning in my favor. It's just not. And cedar breaks wood, friends. You can't just keep cutting cedar up and thinking it's going to go. Once you know you've got a hinge built, keep your wood even. I've been trying to stress this to people on the internet. Keep your wood even. Stay away from these all the weird cuts. I haven't heard about the shark gill in about 5,000 years. These things are silly and foolish and a waste of time. Stay away from them. Undercut, back cut. Depth is huge. Your first cut is your most important cut, your depth and your gunner. Stick to the basics. This thing here is a big lift. You'll see in a minute. I'm just cleaning her out and using a hinge that supports the low side and the high side, because if you wipe the low side out, now you're stressing out the high side. I'm trying to get this into people's brains.
This low side of this stump pile.
Heed this message. Stick your wedges in your creases, not in your flares. You'll break wood and lose your lift and you'll get caught in a pinch. Stick it in the creases. This is where the strongest wood is. This is why you stop cutting. This is why you stop cutting with cedar. Cedar breaks wood more than it pulls wood. This is the corner. Last tree on the neighbors. This is root rot Ronnie's right here, friends. This root rots. So as you can see, we lifted the tree probably 8 feet, because that's right. That's 5 feet, 4 probably. And there's doubled sunk. Doubled sunk. And there's no sense in cutting anymore. Yeah, you want it to go over, so you start cutting. And it's like, pop, it breaks and stresses you out. Just keep banging cedars. Fir you can cut up. Fir you can cut up. Cedar, not so much. So now we gotta watch when we buck this tree, because it could roll down. Well, it will roll down, but we'll see.
Okay, well, it's unsafe to buck where it's at, so we'll just wait till he gets the machine here, friends. There's no sense in doing this right now because of a couple different reasons. The log could roll down. I left all the bottom size bones on it, you see, right there. I could do a short length, but I don't want to do that. I'm gonna wait till the excavator comes, which is right down there. He can walk up and flatten this out for me and I'll buck it. It's not smart. It's a piece of wood, just leave it. This is how guys get in trouble. They want to do an extra good job. I was guilty of it. And you get yourself in trouble and you start breaking wood. There's no sense in it. There's a hoe there, just wait. Let's go get these other couple and go home.
Well, you know, friends, I used to just not talk about any of this stuff before. Like in the beginning, I wasn't going to teach nobody nothing. I just turned on the camera 11 years ago and I think the first fallen job I showed on the internet was me. I just had a GoPro. I turned a GoPro on and set it on a tree and just started knocking wood over. There's a couple of really good videos way back. Well, quite a few hundred actually. 1,000 maybe. I got 4,000 videos on the internet. It's crazy. Anyway, but it's wide open, you know. In BC, friends, it's not the wild, wild west here. We have standards, and you need to be certified to fall timber in British Columbia. You can't just go. You can climb trees and be a residential tree guy, or type fella, but you can't just go logging. You can't just go falling. There's a process. It's actually quite expensive now. It was $150 in 2005 when I got certified. And I got lucky. I got grandfathered in because I had worked for a few names in the industry that had seen my work and could vouch for me, because that's what it was. It was a grandfather thing. So I got lucky. I grandfathered in 2005. I had a few years behind me then at that time. And they caught up to us and certified us. They brought the certification program in. I think in 2002 or 3. I think that's when it came in. And it took them that long to get a hold of me in the claw. We were so busy. So that's that. But this is part of the journey I took was logging and falling, not just arboristical style of work. So it was just something I wanted to do. And I loved every freaking minute of it, even though it has almost taken me out, because I knew just enough to get myself killed. And I've talked about this before, and I will talk about it again. Well, it's all there. It's all on the internet. The logging's one of the most dangerous jobs in the world. I think it's top 3, fallen timber, that is, logging in general. it's not tree work. Tree work is, I've done both for 30 years almost now, coming up. And I've been, bashed around doing tree work, but nothing like the fallen. There's so many variables. Do you know what I found out, friends, when I was mixing my trades together, when I started falling more than I was tree working? Tree workers, climbers, now remember, they're looking down. We're looking down all the time. We're looking for guys under the tree. We're looking at fences and things. We're looking down, steady, lowering and climbing. Of course, we look up to hang our rigging and do this, but we're looking down, steady looking down. We are. And around. But we're not really looking up. We're not. Completely different game. I remember in the beginning, I had a couple of those old vloggers telling me, you are going to get one. If you don't look up, you're going to get one. That's what Danny McGiffin told me. He didn't use those particular words. He used a few more words that I don't use on the channel. And he was right. He was right. I was self-taught. And you guys know my story. You've heard it many times. But I feel, honest to goodness, friends, straight to you, I feel, I don't know whether it's lucky, fortunate, blissfully daft, looked after, but it's all gratitude now. Everything is gratitude. I feel like I made it through some weird gauntlet because I was not broke in. I can say it wholeheartedly. I was self-taught. And it's not recommended in this game. It's not. I don't recommend it. Luckily, it can't really happen now here. People could still go out and cut and do and get private jobs and this and that. But, if compo shows up, you're busted. You're busted. It's just how it is. You have to be certified in BC. I got guys reaching out to me on the internet all the time. How do I get into logging? I want to be a heli logger. I want to do this. Do you? Do you? Well, then you would know more than just asking me to come and cut trees with me, because that's not how it goes. Get yourself 30 to 40 grand and get the capital first if you want to seriously do that, and take the course. Take the course, because there's a lot to it now, and I'm just looking back on a career now, and this job was such a blast, so focused, just no panic, no push, get the wood down, we got to get it down. None of that, no push. It's called the push. The push kills men. So I've said enough. I love you. I'm so glad you're here. I'm just so glad to be anywhere. Me personally. I'm glad to be anywheres, alive. And it's the facts. Work hard, be honest, and be kind to one another, especially now. Super duper now. See you in the next video.